No respectable man cave is complete without a replica of Arnold Schwarzenegger's sword in his two movies Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. Quality varies considerably depending on how much you're willing to spend. For example, this version was $130 from Amazon in July of 2017. Three other sellers marketed what appeared to be the exact same sword for as little as $70. I chose the one I did because it had the most complete description, which enabled me to return it if it didn't live up to my expectations. I suspect all of these swords are made by the same manufacturer in China and wholesale to different sellers in the United States to offer them for whatever prices they think they can get for them. If you want to pay for a better quality sword, the next step up are the swords made by the Windlass Company, also available from Amazon. They average about $400. What you get for that money is sounder construction, better blade finishes, and details that more accurately replicate what was used in the movie. If you want to go all the way, you can go and order one from the Albion sword making company, which will be an exact replica of what was used in the movie. However, they run $3,300, so unless you have a serious man cave, that's something you might want to pass on and go for one of the more inexpensive versions. This, as I said, is one of the cheapest ones of the $100 class, and let's take a closer look at it and see how good it is. The first thing I have to comment is that the actual sword I received was not the same as what was described in the Amazon.com advertisement. The description said that it came with a cord wrapping for the handle, which is what was used in the movie. Mine came with a leather wrapping. The description also says that the blade is polished to a mirror finish. This isn't even close to a mirror finish. This is a dull matte finish, and you can still see grind marks on the blade. Back to the handle wrapping, which is okay. The leather looks good. The problem is it's not even leather. It's a fake leather on cloth backing, and it's wrapped around and only held in place in one spot with a thin piece of double-faced tape that was barely a ½ inch long. After 2 days on the wall, this had started to peel down like this. So this was very poor construction here. The etching of the so-called Atlantean symbols here aren't really etched or engraved. They're stamped into the blade. The fuller is very rough. The edge of the blade isn't even approximately sharp. In fact, it looks to be purposely ground flat. Another problem with the handle is that it's not a full tang mount. On a real sword, the steel of the blade would go all the way through the handle and it'd be very strong. This one, it feels like the metal ends about here. You can actually flex this back and forth. So not only isn't it a full tang handle, the handle's not well attached to whatever mounting bracket they have in here. But the most annoying thing is, and I don't know if this will work, but if you wrap the sword, can you hear it rattling? That's because the fittings aren't mounted tight enough or secure enough to hold the pieces together. Having said all of that, I'm really pretty happy with this sword. It comes with a nice plain mounting bracket, which is great. You don't want a lot of decoration here because it's going to take away from the sword. And as long as I keep the leather wrap tight, which I've done by adding more tape to it, as long as you don't get closer than about 2 feet, this looks great on the wall, and it suits my man cave just fine. And here's what it looks like hanging on the wall for display. In spite of its many defects, it looks pretty good. If I had to do it over again, working on the assumption that all of these inexpensive blades are made by the same company, I would probably shop and go with the cheapest I could find. I hope you found this review of Conan's Atlantean sword helpful if you're thinking of buying one for yourself. And as always, thank you for watching.